Hello, y'all. How are you doing? It is Tuesday, and that means it's time for something or other. And today, the something or other, why, it's it's Glover for the N64. Last week I started Glover, and this week I'm finishing Glover. Last week we got 4 worlds in. That leaves two more before we finish. If you don't know, Glover is a classic N64 game that people have a lot of opinions about. I have always been softer on it than most people, but I will admit last week got a little rough a lot of places. In particular, when the levels were super jank, super frustrating, and the life system meant that it was very easy to lose 4 lives and be shit out of luck. So that's cool. That's interesting. Don't worry about that little pause. It's nothing. I'm just moving a thing around, and that causes it to not go for a second. There's no reason to talk forever before we get into the swing of things tonight. I'll say I had a nice weekend. I'm sleeping a little better than I have been recently, getting some nights of sleep, but also taking naps a lot, like in the early in the early like evening. Took a nap before this stream, for instance, but a short one, and I reckon I'll also get a night of sleep, like a full night of sleep, in addition to that little nap, which is good. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, that about all I have to say up front. Oh wait, there is one thing. There is one thing I can say before we begin, which is that the Streamiversary stream is coming up this weekend, and now I have this lovely promo thing that I can put on screen and show off like the whole itinerary for that. There are 4 segments planned, from kicking off my next Super World level in Super Mario Maker 2, which is the last level of the Super World, coincidentally, so that'll be fun. That'll be momentous after working on that Super World for like going on 4 years now. Longer than I've been a streamer, that Super World has been in progress, and finally the last level will be starting development. More or less official-like. Also, I'm gonna try out Nico de Rico, which I have now purchased on the Nintendo Switch. Apparently it's like a DKC mixed with a Crash Bandicoot, so I'm looking forward to that. DK64 randomizer is on the agenda, and if a sub-goal is met, which is in play right now, by the way, I will have to do Beaver Bother for every golden banana I get during that. I'm thinking like a 20 golden banana playthrough seed setup, so that's nice. And finally, after all that crap is done, I'll do some Space Station Silicon Valley until I'm ready to end. No, like end. I was thinking about Space Station Silicon Valley after last week's stream and talking about it then, and I'm in the mood to play some of that. It's not gonna be like a full playthrough, and I'm not gonna guarantee like, Space Station Silicon Valley is great, but it is also like weirdly difficult in a lot of its levels, such that I would never, ever, ever, ever guarantee or promise that I could even think to beat every level. That is just, nah. I'm just gonna play whatever I fancy, and do whatever levels I can do. Motherfucker fell off the platform. How about that? I understand that platform is a little bit. What the fuck was that even? Just ran to the back. This is clearly off script. This is clearly off script. It thinks it's somewhere else. You see, it's doing actions while he's respawning. Yeah, that's some weirdness. You can see 100% of that, I guess, but whatever. Big plans for Sunday. Sunday this weekend. A lot of plans, big plans. Should be fun. Let's have that be it. I'll also say, for what it's worth, Extra Life gotta be coming up pretty soon here. I know a lot of people are doing their Extra Lives like nowish. I want to get an Xbox 360 and do Xbox 360 specific games for that stream, especially ones that aren't backwards compatible and I haven't been able to play in years. So, TBD on like when I can do it. Probably on a weekend because I have used up just about all my time off. I can get time off for Christmas and New Year's, but not like all of Thanksgiving week, for instance. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you take a over 3-week vacation in the middle of what was the month that it was? October/September. That's what happens when you use up all your PTO in one go. Just, you can't get the classics, the holidays, not all of them. Anyway, sad. Hopefully next year I'll get all those weeks and also have a good number of summery vacations. Yes. Okay, that's gotta do it. That's gotta do it there. That's more than enough talking about stuff up front for a stream. What am I looking for here on my stream deck? I was just staring at it going like, do I hit a button here? No, I don't. I think I just play the game. Here we go. Let's get into the game here, where we left off. Like I said up top when we just started, if you skip to the timestamp here. Like I said at the top, we got 2 worlds left. In particular, they are the Tower of Fear and the Space World, which I forget its name. But it's kind of weird. They're not like just... The first 4 worlds are in order: Atlantis, Carnival, Pirates, and Prehistory. And this world here is called the Tower of Fear, rather than just like spooky or horror or something. Kind of odd and unusual, and I think that the Space World sort of follows in that tradition. It's a little strange. I think we might have... Let's go in. I think we might have Infinite Lives still turned on, which I think I would like to turn off for today, at least until we get frustrated and, you know, deeply want to you know, change our ways, but... Okay, it looks like the codes are reset. So everything should be off, including the Powerball. Which I do want. I do want the Powerball, so let me enable the Powerball. Hello, Luigi Stain, how you doing? Cheat codes are a weird thing. Been playing Banjo-Tooie recently, and I was reminded, there's the code Super Banjo in that, which speeds up your character, like, by a bunch. And, Powerball Glover. And I was thinking about it. Yes, that's right. I have a chill and positive attitude. You are correct. I was thinking about, let me go to the cheats. Okay, I'll just use the AI solution, goddammit. Let me put this in. Up, down. Oh, do you have to do it in the hub? Hang on. Let me do it in the hub. You've been real chill nice. That's good. Either that or I'm forgetting the way I mapped I forgot the way I map my controller, I guess. How the Why aren't I hearing the... I have it all mapped to the right stick? That's not my usual setup. Not my usual mapping of C buttons, but whatever. Up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, left, up. That's weird. That's weird. Well, they're on GameFAQs. They're on GameFAQs, but Google couldn't give me that result. So I just went with what it said there. I mean, it's the correct code. It's just generated by AI, unfortunately, rather than give me a full fucking resource with all the various codes. I was thinking about Super Banjo and how I forgot in the Xbox 360 version of Banjo Tooie that if you used any of the cheat codes like Super Banjo or NES King, it disabled saving. So as a result, you really couldn't use any of them. But now that the N64 version is available again on the Switch, I might do a run where I fuck around with some of those things, you know? Super Banjo and all. That seems like a fun idea for the future at some point. NES King, things of that nature. Cheat codes can be fun. I'll also say, by the way, of the, weird mapping. This is not my control mapping, but whatever. It's fine. This game doesn't use the C buttons in a way that's, like, non-camera-y anyway. Jeez. So, it's chill. It's cool. Yes, that's right. The main objective here is to get the ball to the destination, to the end of the level, and to do it without dying, ideally. That was one such death. When you start from you know, game over, you start with 3 lives, which I do think is too few, for what it's worth. I think 6 is a lot more manageable, which is what we're starting tonight with, because, last time I turned on, like, some codes that, made it a lot easier to hang on to my crap. Oh my god. Yeah, the rainstorm looks great, and also it should be noted that this level is a spooky level. This level is a spooky level here. You played those computer ball games, if you know what I mean? Do you mean the, like, Amazing Machine and things like that, where you have, like, Rube Goldberg type machines? That's the idea? I'm not gonna take that. This seems like a trap. Okay. You know what? Those guys are not to be messed with. Not to be messed with, those fellas. It's funny how you get barely any juice here, so you can't go very far with your ball helicopter situation. I can transform these guys into frogs. Well, that was very useless. And then I got turned into a frog. I think that potion is supposed to let me turn other guys into frogs. Getting hit twice kills me? Okay. Whatever. Glover can fly just like that? Well, when you get a potion, you can. Or you can fly as well when he gets a power-up. It's not that unusual. I forgot about this big, like, volleyball mode. big novelty. This is like a novelty ball, you know, like you would see at the geez, I remember like an event when I was a kid where they had like a big circus tent and everyone would like would like hold a corner of it and go like, yeah, and there'd be like a big massive ball on top of it like bouncing around. That is what that ball is, and it's a pretty good power-up for a game where you put a ball along. Potions! There's magic potions in this game. God, I am not comfortable with the controls being all screwy. Quick break so I can sort out the controls. So I can sort out the controls. Be back in a minute after I get this sorted. Okay, that should be sorted. And we still got volume, everything's good. The buttons are now more what I come to expect when I play N64 games. You know, through certain means. Let's continue. I don't know how that got switched around. You know, sometimes that crap just happens. Don't have to worry about it. Here we can push these blocks, and it'll like do a thing. I don't know if these are... I guess these have to be like conducting electricity, actually. Because they're not hollow, they're not pipes. Wouldn't make sense. I can stun these guys and make this like safe. Oh, yes. Connecting. Feels good. Ooh, extra life, hey. Connecting those electricity things caused a thunderbolt to come down and destroy a thing. That's what happened. You all saw. It made sense. That's what electricity does. It makes lightning bolts appear sometimes. It's been known to happen. Been watching a lot of anime this weekend. Been watching some anime, doing a little bit of metaphor. Really, a lot less metaphor than I was expecting to do, but also a good amount, at least on Sunday and today as well. Jeez, this is the end of the level. I mean, we started off with 6 lives and we lost like 3 of them. So, you know, if we hadn't started off with 6 lives, we'd probably be we'd be at 1 right now and feeling kind of stressed, but you know, I'll say, like, that was not a bad level at all. Honestly, I think that the hardest levels might be behind us in this game, which is part of why I'm not going to jump to re-enable the lives, the re-enable, like, infinite lives. I might if we die, but also, I think we should use it within reason. Really, my problem with the life system isn't having a life system, I think. It's more just having 3 lives to work with. If it had been like 5 or 6, I think that'd be a lot more reasonable, and, you know, I think we'd be game overing. Well, obviously we'd be game overing less, but I think that would ameliorate a lot of the frustration I've been having playing this game again. That first stream especially. I'm definitely hesitating also because, like, as soon as like the life system is disabled, it's like that's a lot of the tension right there. Yeah, it wasn't cool, Glover. A lot of the tension just goes out the window, admittedly. And a lot of the, like, you know, it's a lot less harrowing this game if you can just relax and take it easy and not worry so much about, like, how many lives, how many attempts things take. I said, you know, maybe it'll decide to be nice, and I won't have to worry because we have plenty of lives. Was that visible? That's another life. That's another life. Could I see those spikes and avoided them? I don't know. I should be careful not to jinx myself. Well, this level seems relatively nice for what it's worth. It gave me like 2 lives up front. If we game over and have to do it again from here, it's not that big a deal. Come on, Glover, you gotta grab the edge or something, my man. Please. This has fucking moving platforms, man. Yeah, no, I can't see the... I cannot see the spikes. Oh, they like go up and down, okay. I guess. And also they're farther away than I thought, really. So... Really, I can't just, like, grab it and unpop it or something. Okay, we gotta be more careful than that. Oh, Christ. Okay. We want to go up on the left side here. And, yeah, you can't see them. Maybe draw distance is a concern. But, like, yeah. Not the hugest of concerns. Hey, we're at 0 lives right now, so that's fun. Hey, Mr. Tip, what's up? Duck to avoid being killed by explosions. To do this, you know, use Z button. My ball! My ball! My ball is going! Where's my ball? Oh. I don't know what that was. Oh, was that not my ball? That was, I guess the explosive exploded, on nothing. I thought my ball was suddenly, deflating. I think that's a reasonable assumption when you hear, air going out of tires noise in a game about a ball. Which does pop a leak, by the way, if it's hit by an enemy. Usually. That's, like, definitely a thing. I think I am realizing that, like, low-key, possibly... What the hell's going on here? Low-key, part of my appreciation for this game as a kid maybe came from... Christ. Being willing to fudge things a little bit, you know what I mean? Being willing to say, like, it looks like if you just, like, let this be on here, it won't do anything for you. You have to drop it, and it has to roll. And do this exactly. But now we don't have a ball, so... Oh, here we go. That was simple. Part of my appreciation for this as a kid might have been, like, being a lot more willing to just bend the rules and use the cheat codes. I remember there's, like, cheat codes that literally give you call ball whenever you want. Literally give you the potion that summons your ball to you, makes it fly across great distances, Makes it fly across great distances. And makes that, crap, there was a gap. Makes it fly across great distances. And trivializes some amount of the difficulty here. You know, especially in levels where the question is, how do you get your ball to you? How do you get across this with the ball? But also, I kind of think that's a fun way to play the game, and it ameliorates a lot of the frustrating bits, so, you know, I can hardly blame myself from childhood, right? What is this? I have 0 lives, and I'm facing with a, I gotta deal with this mummy. Should I bowling ball it? I think the solution to a mummy is a bowling ball. Maybe I shouldn't do a bowling ball while he's right next to the cliff. Kinda looks like Wario a little bit. With the nose. Bye ball! Yeah, that's a game over. Attempt 2, let's go. Hey, we started with 4 lives this time. Last week we started with 3 lives? I don't know what happened there. Perhaps we finished the last level with 4 lives, and it remembers that? Wow, that's actually kind of low-key nice. That it, didn't bust us down to 3. I wonder if we just last week managed to lose. I don't know. Last week, maybe we got down to 3 really fast and never quite recovered there. Don't cause it to go off a cliff. Now, God damn it. Very important to go get my extra life here before we continue. A small ball is harder to jump on than a large ball, it turns out. These colors are the same as like the switches and the ball, but that's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not losing a life like that. Okay, let's another try. Let's just relax. Let's just make this happen. And head to that, head back to that tower. I'll say, by the way, as far as, like, things to talk about, I don't have anything prepared today. I've kind of been thinking, like, let's just save the, you know, the anime talk and things of that nature for the viewer level stream on Friday. That sounds like a good plan to me. Honestly, I don't anticipate there being a ton to talk about. You know, like, shit, man, what am I doing right now? I'm playing Metaphor. I am finishing off the anime of last season that I was really late to do. Fucking cock. Which I was really late on because, you know, the whole trip last month that I was on. I was on like a 3-week trip whilst the anime season was ending, and as a result, I wasn't really in a place where I could finish the dozens of shows that I watch every season and like and like assemble my thoughts. I like to, when I finish a show, put down what I think, you know, do like a letterbox style review thing, and I couldn't do that really from the road. Just didn't have the energy. And I'm still not done, I'll say. I got like fucking fuck. Well, this is fine. I have more lives now than I did last time at this same place. I still gotta do 3 more shows today or tomorrow or maybe Thursday. I'm thinking probably tomorrow. But as soon as that's done, I'll be able to fucking relax and just watch shows at my leisure. Those spikes again. Watch shows at my leisure, which will be at my leisure. Is it leisure or leisure? It's Leisure Suit Larry, but I've heard people say leisure before. Well, you can say things multiple ways. I bet the answer is both. Both pronunciations are correct. You can't see the spikes until you're right up on them. Okay, you can see them like here, but they're kind of small because of the camera angle. I think it's justifiable that I would just not notice them. Okay, that's fine. I didn't need to duck or anything there. Not sure what happened the first time I was here, but that worked out great. And we have more lives. Things are going great. This level, you know, these levels aren't too long. All things considered. They're just, a bit fucked. And maybe a bit fucked is being mean anyway. Like, how fucked is it really? I think a problem with this game might be that the difficulty curve is a little bit off kilter, and as such, like the worst, hardest. Wait, what? You fucking kidding me? Huh? What the fuck? Oh, hitting the switch unopened the gate? What the fuck? Really? What? Huh? It's not smart. It's not good design. But whatever, I can live with it. Part of its bad quality might be that it is uneven, and that the hardest levels are like in Pirates, let's say. And we did those last week, so fuck. Shit. I tried to stop my ball to avoid the electricity, but that was actually the wrong move. In so doing, I hit the electricity, and, well, the rest is pretty straightforward. If I leave my ball here, is it going to be fucked up by physics? Nah, it looks like friction has got my back. It's not gonna be like, oh, I'm stopping, I got momentum. Okay, cool, you can just kill the mummy by ground pounding him. Like, without much trouble. Cool, good to know. Should have... You know, sometimes when he's... Jesus Christ. That was an odd way to drop your ball, Glover, but... Not going to, judge you. Sometimes when you have a ball... It's... I don't know where I'm going with this. Finding a safe place for your ball can be hard when you got a mummy right in front of you. This is a weird expression. It's not really an expression, really. Doesn't really work. I get the feeling it might be good to leave my ball behind for a second and scout ahead. Maybe I could even kill some enemies. This thing moves awful fast. But it's pretty straightforward, all things considered. Like the places we have to go. And the enemies we have to deal with. This is all pretty doable. It's in fact very doable. I'll say part of the game, like, inherent challenge is trying to make you go like, you know, when you finish a level, when you finish a world, it'll say, yes, you did it, but you missed some garibs. Part of the game's, like, challenge, then, is... Oh, hey, parts of this stuff falls... That's what everybody's saying. Is collecting all the collectibles on the way to the goal. Which is, admittedly, difficult. I don't know if I've actually played the game that way, though, for what it's worth. Maybe, like, once. Maybe, like, just for the first couple levels or something. But I don't think I've ever, like, gotten everything legitimately. I played the secret levels, but you know, there's codes for that. There's codes that unlock them. Let's carry on with our ball. Fucking lightning just threatens to screw me over. It really obscures. Oh my god! Are you kidding? Spikes that only appear when you get close? Fucking... Wow! And I'm pretty sure we just can't get those... Okay, we can't get the life. I don't know why. How come... Is it when the ball gets close, specifically? That is fucked. Speaking of fucked. After you throw the ball, you have, like, no momentum, by the way. You can't, like, you know, just start falling in a direction. You get no air control. Hey, how about I just walk up the ramp and see if I even need the ball up there? That would maybe be a good idea. Because, you see, it's very easy to walk up. Okay, there is. You do need the ball here, but, It looks like maybe this is an exit. Kinda looks like that's an exit. Kinda reminds me of the castle theme from Donkey Kong 64. This music. What is up with this fucking tiny ass hill? Let's just bounce off it. So here's another volleyball power up. Fuck. Okay, with this, I'll be able to get enough height. Did the hole in the thing respawn? That was kind of fun. Shit. Get a credit. That was a fun little thing. And if I die here, I have to redo it again. Well, actually, no. It's been established that once gates open, they're open, so I will not have to do it again. I would still be very annoyed if I had to... What is the deal here? Fucking asshole ball. Let me fuck up that ball before we head back up. Yeah, see, it's open, it's fine. There we go. What's over here, by the way? It's fucking nothing! What the fuck? Why is there just a doorway with some fucking spikes in it? For no reason. That's fucked up. You'd assume that there'd be something cool in there, like a life or... But it's nothing. That fucking ball guy respawned, didn't he? You know what? I can leave the balls slightly earlier, but not all the way earlier. So I don't have to backtrack as much. Saved. And I can just warp back to a checkpoint. Fucking lucky. Is that the first time? That might be the first time I've experienced luck in a minute in this game. Like, good luck, specifically. I was able to survive after falling. That doesn't happen too terribly often here. Okay. Oh, that doorway. The cutscene! The ball fell during the cutscene! Fuck you! What the hell? Really? Are you fucking kidding me here? And I guess that's what the door is for. No! Alright, it's fine. Feel like that might have been, like, near the end of the level, too. You know, I can do... You think I could just do some cheese? I say cheese. You think I could just, like, enter a level where I know there's a couple of, one-ups real easy and just grab them? I wonder if they respawn. Go into 2 real fast. Extra lives will help us a lot in our mission. Obviously, they respawn when you get a game over. You come back a second time. My question would be, do they respawn? Like, if I just return to the castle right now. And go in a second time, can I get as many lives as I like? Let's see, moment of truth here. If I can get, like, 9 lives, that would be insane. Oh, geez, they do respawn. Okay, our game over problem might be in the past. Well, nobody's perfect. Maybe it might be safer just to get this one. You know what? Let's put a pin in it. 5 should be plenty for that level, but we do now know if we're really hurting for lives, there's a way to get practically infinite of them, and that really does cut down on the difficulty level here. You know, it does make... You know, earlier I used a code that gave me infinite lives, but, like... to attain this, like, just naturally, isn't that much work, it turns out. Like, it's just a minor diversion. It's just, like, an extra 5 minutes, maybe, of... a couple minutes of messing around with, thing. Thank God that thing was heading our way. Like I remember. I feel like I remember a part of a spooky level that we haven't seen yet. Makes me think that we're about to. This fucking thing. Does it go down, like, based on distance or what? Okay, here's what I want to do. Is keep this here, because I know that it's just a potion, and I only need myself to get it. In fact, the longer it takes for the ball to transform, the more time we probably have. If I'm understanding this correctly. The dynamics of giant ball spell. For a second there, I thought it didn't go over. I want to get rid of that big angry ball. Here I go. There we go. No more big angry ball. Let's now Go over here. Get this. I wonder if that's what I did as a kid. Grinded lives or something. I mean, that's the sort of thing you wouldn't be... You know, these days, grinding lives is not that much of a thing anymore. In modern games, especially. But, like, at the time, like, you had a tough level that you wanted to deal with. Yeah, you'd grind the fuck out of the lives. You would go and you would abuse whatever systems the game has to get yourself up to, like, 10 lives, 20 lives, and then go like, okay, I feel pretty confident I'm not gonna die anymore, or I'm not gonna run out anymore. These days, that's just less of a going factor. So perhaps I've just let it slip from my... physics! Slip from my grasp. Yeah, I feel like this level still has some distance in it, some length in it. I feel like we're not nearly done here, actually. You'd think we would be done here, but I'm pretty sure there's a part... Oh, I so distinctly remember a part where you ride... I feel like there's another, like, coffin ride coming up. Or, like, something else that was, like, weird in particular in the way that the coffin rides so far haven't been. Or, like, you had to flip a switch to move, like, a specific big coffin into the way. My memory is fuzzy. God, that lightning is unpleasant. What the fuck with that timing? Okay. You know, they should make it... I mean, I don't know how it works, but it would be cool if, like, the metal balls were immune to lightning or something. In fact, let me just... Rabbit Zooks my ball into a marble. Marbles shouldn't be destroyable via lightning, I think. I mean, the glove itself should be. Like, Glover as a dude should be vulnerable to lightning, I'll admit. But not his metal ball. Hey, that's a free life. I should get that. That's practically a free life. This is just some good reuse. Look at this roof. Looks a lot like the roofs from Atlantis, I think. Maybe I'm talking from my ass, but this gives me big Atlantis vibes. The roof and the side of the roof. Kinda very similar texturally. God damn it. At least we have all these lives, or else would be... It would be kind of stressful right now. I mean, I think we started off with 6, and we have 5, so somehow we've earned 1 for every 1 we've lost, pretty much. But still, man. Let's marble it again. My strategy here is just to wait. I didn't wait. It was to wait until each one turns off, and then move very specific, like, right after. Which I did not do. I think I need a bouncy ball, actually, to get up there. So I need to have patience. Wait for this one to turn off and then bolt through. And do the same for these two. There we go. Yeah, this edge in particular, I think it looks just like the ones in Atlantis. I don't have any evidence, but I think it's the same texture. It's not really important at all. What the fuck? It really doesn't look like you should be able to fall from there, considering it's like a two barrels like right next to each other and like a solid wall between them. But apparently you can just slip through somehow. Fuck. Boy, how— ah! This game has a lot of fucked up shit in it, I'll say. Let it be said. Oh, jeez. Have to predict when those start moving. I've seen it before and still it got me. Oh, jeez, it moves fast. Third one. We have 0 lives again. This is great. We ran out again. And, yeah, it just sort of sucked us in there. Let's get some more lives. Oh. It'd be nice if it started us up. Okay, with 5 lives. 5 lives. That's what we were at our height there. You know what I'll say? It's not starting off with us off with 3 anymore, and I really appreciate that. I do. Perhaps this game is nicer than people give it credit for. But also, 5 ain't enough. Let's go get like a couple more here. I wonder if there's a max. I wonder if we can go up to 10. I wonder if it's just single digit. Let's find out, how about? I swear there's like— I remember some— maybe I'm thinking of Space World or something. Maybe I'm thinking of Space World when I'm thinking about the level that's in my mind, in my head. Or maybe another obscure N64/GameCube era platformer. Not like there weren't, like, a bunch of them. That said, like, the ones that I played— not that many, relatively. Well, I probably rented more than my fair share. But, like, the ones I owned, it was just, like, the Banjos, Glover, Donkey Kong, and, Project, Rocket Robot on Wheels. That's what it's called. Those would be, like, the canonical ones for me that I actually, like, spent more than a rental with. Yes, I'll say, it is true, by the way. There is what's the word? there is a hole in that list, which is that, yeah, as a kid, I never played Mario 64 until the Nintendo DS, which is weird in retrospect, considering, now that I think about it for 2 seconds, considering that I rented a ton of games. You think one of those days I'd say, like, yeah, give me Mario 64. I don't know why I never rented Mario 64. Of all games not to never rent. Like, I rented some weird-ass shit and some mediocre shit and some games that I really didn't click with, but yeah, it does go up to 10. 10 should be enough. And yet, never the most honored classic. I guess at the time, a lot of my consumer activities were guided by Nintendo Power, and specifically the, the latest issues that were out and existing. And you might hear that and go like, well, Nintendo Power would be very Mario 64. You'd think that, but, at the time, they weren't exactly, like, going back to their well, They weren't exactly, like, saying things in their magazine like, oh, Mario 64 is one of the best games. They were pretty strictly talking about the hottest latest. Which makes sense, who fucking reads a gaming magazine in the 90s to hear about games that are 3 years old. Like, no, that's never has been what you go to a gaming magazine or a gaming magazine for. Except in recent times where, like, content-driven media outlets are a lot more inclined now to go back to the past and be like, oh, hey, let's talk about, let's do a back to the past. Let's go back and randomly think about this game, or even just, like, be like, oh, hey, let's talk about this again. This game from, like, 2 years ago. Maybe because it's getting new DLC. The reasons can be manifold. I guess it's based on proximity to the ball. That is a very rude trap. There. Very mean thing. With any luck, all these legs will mean that we'll never game over again. But, at this rate, I'm not gonna say things that, might turn out not to be true. Ideally, optimally, we have seen our last game over. But who fuck knows? Fuck knows. I guess that's also why I didn't get, like, Ocarina, like, early on. I'll say I got an N64, like, at the end of 1998. Got it with Banjo-Kazooie, Mario Kart, and that was it. And at that point, Ocarina was sort of out of date. I don't know. I subbed to Nintendo Power sometime after that. Which, makes sense in retrospect, considering that before I had an N64, I had a SNES, and it was not the latest console at the time, so, like, Nintendo Power would super not be covering it, right? So, Nintendo Power was kind of useless to me until I got an N64, and the reason I did is because I heard about DK64. I remember, pulling up, I don't know what it was, a website or something, and being like, oh, Dad, look at this. It's a new Donkey Kong. And he's looking at it going like, I think that's a different system. That's probably an experience many people had, like, with their first, earlier consoles, Just being like, ooh, I can play it, right? It's just a game. I got the thing that does games. In fact, I barely remember not having the thing that does games. And they're being like genuine like, huh, we have to get something new feeling. That was like a real point of consumer confusion, I think, for the NES. What the fuck was that shit? That was just some My Hero Academia season 2 Deku race bullshit. Christ. Imagine if we had gotten to the end like that, skipping over a checkpoint on the way. That would have been good. That's not what happened. The boss here of this world is some sort of Frankenstein. And I think we just have to navigate a room and hit like a button to light him up. Those guys are annoying, but they're kind of not the worst thing in the world. Got plenty of lives. We're not gonna game over. No more game over. No more game over. We've had our last game over. That, I assure you. These guys are just being like minor annoyances. They can't even pop my ball. There we go. And yeah, now it's time for that Frankenstein. I always found this guy a little unnerving. I don't know. He's Frankenstein. He's shambling around. He's full of electricity. What are we doing here? It's just showing me what's up. Oh, is that for him to activate? Well, first off, let's make use of this, Oh, he could just, like, thunder shock it? That's not good. I'm not sure if we want to bounce our way up there. Maybe what we want to do, actually, is not bounce, like, do one bounce after another. Maybe that's, like, literally impossible. Maybe what we want to do is, like, do this. Jesus Christ, it didn't even touch him. This dude is very annoying. Hey, can we hit that switch? How does this work? Oh, man. I feel like I always cheated to beat this boss. I feel like... I thought the monkey was the boss that I didn't understand how to do or beat or I struggled with. But as I play this one, I'll see how you just do it in normal style without just getting entirely frustrated. I can't even slip my ball past him. The lightning. I know that we have to get to the top here. I guess this is kind of a cheat, in a way. Shit. Using this ball that you would not, that I had to enter a cheat code to get. But, I think that's fine because it's fun. And this is barely working anyway. God damn it. Fuck you! Fucking shook my screen and oh my god. This is hard enough without the jankiness. Okay. Now what? How the fuck do I get... The platforms... Fuck! They lead to the wrong side. What? Wait, what? 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 How did I win? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I didn't even get the ball to the place where I was supposed to deliver it. He just died. I'll take it. You know what the fuck? I'll take it. What the fuck? I didn't do anything. What did I do? I thought I had to get my ball somewhere, but it just... I guess dude can't take his own electricity. I don't know. I'm gonna get some lives before I leave for the last world, but yeah, that was good. I feel quite nice for having beaten that. I'll take it. Like I said, I'm not too good for inexplicable victory. I get to keep that life. Did I think I just heard Glover go, oof. But I kept the life. Or did I? I don't know. Did I have 4 or 5? Before I went in. The last level is only if you get all the Garibs, by the way. The bonus stage. And, I don't think I've ever naturally gotten them. I've always just cheated and just went like, okay, well, I don't care. I'll just unlock them from the level select. I want 10 lives again. Ten lives, and we'll never see another game over again. I mean, I guess if I'm doing this, I could just enable cheats and enable infinite lives. But, like, I don't know. I do think it's more fun if there is a limit, albeit a high limit, that is, like, just slowly ticking down as I make mistakes and goofs and stuff. When the infinite lives code is on, it does make it less threatening and more just, really tones down a lot of the bullshit this game's got. And I think for, like, maximum entertainment value, I say, no. I feel like it's not quite as fun. It's not quite as funny. It's not quite as entertaining if I'm just breezing through the whole situation. You know, if things just go too easily. If there's no stress whatsoever. There should be some stress. Some stress is required, I think. Not a lot of stress. Just some. Just some. 3 is too few. I'll say that. But like 12? 12 is the perfect number. It's a big round number. It is a multiple of a lot of different numbers. Of 3, of 6, of 2. It has a special name, a dozen. And it's not as high as the unlucky number 13. If it was as high as the unlucky number 13, well, we'd have to go farther. We'd have to go to 14, which, you know, since we've been getting them 2 at a time, would not be. That's what we would do, I guess, for what it's worth. But, you know, yeah. All right, we got enough lives now, so we can just turn this thing in and carry on to the next level. Cool, yeah, that's what Glover says. Let me do this thing that I got. This dumb gimmick, which, by the way, hasn't really... I started at pretty blue this time, considering I've been at, like, near the end here, but my background was originally red, you know, behind me, at the start of the first stream of Glover. And like the game's overworld, it has slowly faded to nice colors. As you can see, there's only 1 gem left, and once that gem is collected, it'll be the end game. It'll be not the end game, really. It'll be the end of the game. Once I collect the last gem, there's like a cutscene, and you know, it's over really quickly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the last world here, which I am now remembering is called Out of This World, I believe is what it's called. Out of This World, the space world. Last one was Tower of Fear. This one, Out of This World. That's the world we're going into right now. I believe it's going to say so as soon as I pop in. I've gotten a clutch of lives. We should be in no danger of gaming over. If I pause, does it say game? No, it doesn't. I forget where you see the names. I guess you do when you clear a level. It'll say Out of This World 1, cleared, or when you clear the lot of them. This one is like a weird... This one is a little bit open, I think. You sort of have to find a switch that opens up the rocket ship or something. Also, by the way, there's like low gravity, which I'll say is very cool. The low gravity is going to be a neat thing this world. But yeah, basically, we'll be hanging around this area and doing stuff around this whole stage. Such that the checkpoints and stuff are, like, surprisingly unhelpful in this specific case. Or, like, maybe not helpful is the wrong word. They're not really the thing. They're not really, like, the progression markers. Except that, you know, I guess this one is near some sort of switch that'll do some sort of thing. I guess it'll take us upwards. That's pretty good. Up. There's also a path leading up to here. You know, I think this might be optional, this area. I could also make my ball into the purple ball, and that would probably give me enough height to do anything we want to do. Let's do that. Get the power ball up. Interesting that the codes, they persist while the game is powered on. But if you power it off and on, the codes, they go away. So, that's interesting that it works like that. I say it's interesting. It's interesting to me as someone who had to enter a code again. This time, but not like when I'm game overing. Throughout every game over, I'm keeping my ball. Dang it. Physics are being funny here, but whatever. They're kind of being funny in my favor. I remember... like a weird delay between, like, hitting B and doing the bounce, such that sometimes I'm bouncing when I shouldn't do, because I've already put in the input for it. I remember there being a level that's kind of a speedrun level, right? Where at the top of it, you hit a thing, and then that like separates some... It opens like a door at the end of the level, and you have to run to it. That'll be one of these ones here. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I think, at any rate, we could probably just, like, clear our path to start with. And that should make it, like, very doable. We'll see what happens. Again, I really like this low G. Low G is cool. Okay, so we got those platforms up. Let's see what's over here at the end of this path. Nothing I can do there. I wonder if I could, like... I bet if so long as I'm in the air, I can't, like, reload a checkpoint. I have to be standing on something to, like, jump to a checkpoint. I was able to do it while I was falling to my death on a platform that was falling. earlier, but again, that was because it was a platform that was falling. If it had been a platform that was not falling, would not have worked, I think. Like here, I can't do it. If I do this and hold the ball in midair, nothing doing. This will make a UFO appear before me. This way, specifically. And here, let's use the bowling ball to bust through. I guess you need to use the ground pound. I would have thought either one would work. My first thought was a bowling ball, and then I realized, like, probably the ground pound would work as well, but I wanted to go with my first instinct there. The bowling ball. I launched a rocket. And that opened the ending. And I think we're done. Hey! I mean, literally, I can stop and be like, checkpoint 1. And that'll take us here. And the door is open. So we'll be able to go end. I'll say, I think that, World 3, low-key, might have had some of the hardest stages. Honestly. Honestly. Like, that ain't bad at all. World 5 was a little difficult, but not that difficult. Like, that was piss easy. Let's be honest here. Okay, I think this is the race. Yeah, see, so you do this switch. Let's just try to gun it. Let's just try to gun it. Those spikes are a little concerning, but it's fine. What the fuck? There's nothing here. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that. Go around? You might want to clear the way first. Do some, like, preparation before just, like, charging ball ready. To that end, let's clear out some of these guys. What are you doing, Ball? Ball? Ball, you stay put. Okay, Ball? I love you. I love you, Ball. Where I go, you don't need to follow, I don't think. Well, actually, it might be a good idea. There's a ball switch right there. Okay, Ball, you're with me. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there were more ball switches. I should probably bring my ball. And this will be permanent progress because, honestly, that's not much better. I'd rather just use the purple ball and bounce over that than like, time any bullshit. Quite honestly. Glover with prep. Glover with prep. That's, it's like Batman with prep, but it's Glover, so... Less like, prestigious. Less like, you know, bet-worthy. But certainly ups the odds of success here. Well, we still... We've gotten the stuff unlocked for, like, a decent trip now. We should just get rid of these guys. And make sure our ball doesn't deflate. We got 9 lives. Why don't we just wing it? Like a cat. Wing it at least once. What the fuck is over here? There's some garbs. Wait. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm switching to the little ball. If I, like, go over this, it resets. Okay, great. I haven't been dropping my ball as much this time. Except for right now. Small mercies. Maybe I've just gotten better at, handling my ball. Okay, we got 8 lives. There we go. Gates open. Let's charge. Oh my god. Yeah, some of those spikes are just like dangerous. I mean, they're all dangerous, but did that just close the gate? Why did it close the gate? That was not the correct thing to do to the gate. Close it. Okay. Let's carefully activate it. Not lose our ball. Okay, gate's opening. Let's charge. Really? I bounced into the underside of the gate there. The underside, you hear me? The underside, not the gate, the fucking crusher. You can't be crushed by a crusher that's in the air. That's not how a crusher works. I mean, it doesn't even have spikes. Why would it kill me? I mean, in real life, you wouldn't want to touch the business end of a crusher, whether it was actively crushing or not. But, this ain't real life. This is Glover. You hear me? This is fictional. Glover ain't real. Nor is Glover a realistic simulation of how physics work. We nearly got through. Okay. This level is pretty piss easy, honestly, so even if we die, like, it's not that much work to get the 2 gates down again. To get the 1 gate. To do 2 ball things really fast. Hey, look at that, we did it. Ooh. oddest! Alright, I feel good about that. There's just one level left. I honestly don't remember that much about it, but... Don't quit game, no. But... I would like to go get some 1-ups. I would like to get us back up to 12. And, to do that, I'm gonna head back over to the, to Castle. And we'll just do some cheese real fast to get us back up to 12 lives. I think this is much more honorable than just doing infinite lives, by the way. Much more honorable. Leaves us, like, a little bit stressed out as the life count goes down and down and down. But not, like, entirely stress-free such that we're having a nap. You know. Lives, they do go down. You know, I will be dying. Case in fucking point. Oh, yeah, right, I don't. That doesn't respawn until you quit. I will be dying. And that's going to, you know... That's gonna... Why can I push against that doorway? Weird. I am going to be dying. And that's going to mean something. But it's not going to mean immediate game over. It's going to mean eventual game over. I'll say, by the way, while we're just, like, doing some lives bullshit... That metaphor, man, it's really fucking good. Still playing the hell out of that. I am, I think, about to get into the 3rd proper dungeon. Just did the 2nd not-so-proper dungeon. You know, what precedes it. Or would that be the 3rd not-so-proper dungeon? I don't know. Just did, like, a whole big thing in one of them, the ocean town. And, which is, they say there's an ocean town, like, right early, so it's not exactly a spoiler, or nothing. You know, it's one of the major cities of the nation in, Metaphor. Just finished up with that and went on to the next place, which is really fucking cool, and, I'm really especially enjoying the music there. Like, goddamn, they, fucking go all out with building this world and making like all the places you go cool and distinct, musically even. What a dope-ass game, and, you know, as I play more and more of it and find myself just playing it for hours on end, going in there being like, okay, I haven't played any this weekend, so I'll do like an hour or so. I'll finish off this this mini dungeon and that'll be that. And then, you know, realizing like, okay, well, I finished off the mini dungeon and then I did some side stuff and then I spent time passed. I did like you know, social links for about 2 hours and suddenly it's 4 hours later and it's like, oh shit. I got killed by the axe. Suddenly it's 4 hours later, and, suddenly it's 4 hours later, and I have just been playing nothing but, and, you know, I'll say it is very hard. It is very hard to catch up on all the anime I missed whilst on vacation, out of country, whilst also playing a 100-hour video game, RPG, but, you know, I'm making it work, and I'm about to be fully catched up probably tomorrow. So, you know, I won't have to manage that 2 things at once very soon. Oh, you know what I'll also say? I'll say, while I have a minute, well, fuck. I got the 12 like I was shooting for, but then I died, so I'll get the other one real fast. Should've just exited out. I'll say I did get that, Sonic and Shadow Generations. I was sort of thinking, like, after the last stream, fuck me. Now I'll have to, goddammit, do another one. I was thinking, that was weird, the balls spawned in a different place for a second. I was thinking it'd be good as a podcast game, and I might as well get it. You know, I was about to finish Banjo-Tooie, and I'm, you know, just about to pretty much right now where I'm at. Not that I couldn't do more Banjo-Tooie. I did do a gimmick run where I didn't allow myself to get Wumba until the very end, and basically, long story short, I found that there seems to be a theoretical max, if you're not doing Wumba, of 69 Jiggies. Now that is assuming that you can't get into the prison in the first world because you don't know the code. If you did transform, got the code, and then loaded a save state before you transformed, you could, I think, do 70 theoretically, but that would also be based on like perfect Jinjo luck, where no Jinjos, all 3 of the Jinjos you can't get are the same color, and that's not the case I had. All 3 of my Jinjos were different colors. Tell me that saves. Okay, I didn't quite save. I still have to do one more to get up to 12, but at the very least it's 11. The Jinjo, thinking for a second, let me think for a second more. I'll mark this on the VOD. Mid-world grind. Mid-world life grind or something. Don't y'all worry. If you're watching the VOD, you might have already noticed that and skipped past me just talking about whatever. But, you know, hey. It's probably nice to hear about Banjo-Tooie. Yeah, so you can't collect, like, you can't collect 20 Jiggies, 21 Jiggies. And, 3 of them are 20 regular Jiggies and up to 3 Jinjo Jiggies are uncollectible, meaning that I had to go talk to Wumba, and I decided to do the T-Rex one, and now I could just go fight Gruntilda and be like, quote-unquote, finished, though obviously that would leave a lot in the game. That would leave, like, all the transformation Jiggies, or things that require transformations indirectly, like Canary Mary is trapped behind an exploding thing, everything Mumbo related in, jeez, what world? Witchy World is locked behind the van. Turns out there's a lot of things that prevent you from getting Jiggies when you can't transform, which is really interesting, and I would love to see a full run of that where you get through, you know, based on, like, Jinjo luck eventually, but yeah, might do a Super Banjo run. I'll say, Sonic Shadow, I sort of got it as a podcast game, or like a game to play while I'm watching anime, something like that, which is, you know... Turns out, though, it moves a little fast for that. It turns out that I really can't take my eyes off the game while I'm playing it because of how fast Sonic and Shadow both move. And as a result, it's not exactly ideal for doing it during anime specifically, but maybe it'll be fine if it's like a TV show in English that I can listen to, rather than something where I have to keep glancing back every second or two to read the new subtitle and maybe more. And, you know, look upon the faces of the characters that I'm hearing. You know, doesn't really work in that. I suppose, like, any game that's too fast, that would be the same story, but I don't know. I just didn't consider that properly. Seems alright. I do think Sonic Adventure 2 is 100 times better, but maybe y'all feel otherwise. I don't know. I never played the original Sonic Generations, and I do think its basic gameplay is weird. Let's do this last level. Let's do this last level of Out of This World. Now that we have, like, plenty of lives. Jesus. Okay, we already lost one. That's not good. That guy, he takes it and transforms into a gem, and then he sort of busts it up. And no, there is not enough time to transform it back into a ball before it hits the ground. I wonder if there's a way to kill these guys just by, like, jankily pushing them off a ledge. They seem like they're stunned for long enough. It's been, I'll say, it's been like 2.5 years since I... There we go. Fuck off. It's been 2.5 years since I did Rocket Robot on Wheels, which was a stream game, by the way. I did that on stream. Though no archive of it exists anymore, because that was before I was archiving my streams. It's been long enough where I could replay that casually. There were a few new games out on N64 Online the other day, by surprise. What is this dude? Uh-oh. Well, that's fine. If I had, like, one wish. If I had one game wish for N64 Online, well, other than the obvious stuff, you know, in addition to, like, Donkey Kong 64. There's a lot of wind here. Maybe the bowling ball will be able to resist it. Nope! How the fuck does that not work? Why wouldn't a bowling ball resist wind? If I had one request... Seriously? Chasing me down, throwing me... If I had, like, one hope for N64 Online that wasn't super obvious a Nintendo game, DK64, whatever, I would love Rocket Robot on Wheels to make the... Don't follow me. Hey, we did it. That's, I guess, what we just had to do. We just had to push through and hope for the best there. I would love Rocket Robot on Wheels to make the cut to make it onto the service. I'm not holding my breath considering that it was made by Sony. Or, not Sony, it was... Considering that Sucker Punch is owned by Sony now. So, Like, it'd be a goddamn miracle if, Sony were to be like, yeah, sure, you can put it up on the service. It's a shame that no one else is doing anything with it. You know, in the meantime. Robot on Wheels is a goddamn classic, and I think, you know, well deserves to be remembered in the same breath as, like, Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64 as one of the top N64 platformers. Like, it's genuinely in that echelon of just like, yeah, it's solid, it's fun, it's got a lot of worlds that are all really well done. It's not too janky. I have to pull myself back there. It is a little janky. It is physics-based, and that's a little weird. But it's physics-based in, like, a good way. It's, like, probably the best physics-based game before Half-Life 2. Oh. Okay, that wasn't too bad, actually. Uh-oh. These conveyors don't stop. So we really need to be careful while transforming our ball. We don't just get shunted off into the pit. Oh, what the fuck? Was that for nothing? Is there nothing over here except the life and a bunch of gay ribs? Oh. Kinda looks like there's something over there, but I don't think it's anything. Physics got me there. Every time I make this thing, it scares me. I feel like there's supposed to be a way to turn on that fan, but I'm not seeing anything in the world. Maybe also we just don't have to worry about it. In fact, now that I stand on the fan, I notice that it is moving slowly. Indeed, we can traverse it, get over it, and get to this warpy baby guy thing. Okay, what's going on here? Put my ball down. Let's hit this switch. At any rate... Oh, there's the fan. I guess you could just go through here without turning the fan on with the... You don't need the ball here. So you could have waited. We could have waited. Man, I'll say, like, this level... I do not think it's half as hard as, like, some shit from Carnival, the second world, let alone the third world. Maybe, like, the difference is, like, length or something? I don't know. Some of the worlds in, like, Carnival were really hard. To the point where we literally cheese Carnival rather than beat it properly, rather than do it the normal way, the vanilla way. We instead got our ball around a gate that we were meant to get around. Even if you could save the ball there, you couldn't get on the platform yourself. What does this switch do? Let's move that platform. Okay. I can use that to get over here. Yee. This place doesn't look good. Can we even get to that other platform from here? With low gravity, it is possible. Okay, good. I guess that is something I need to be remembering, is that low gravity makes some platforms that are, by all appearances, really far away less scary. I should fuck this guy up while he's stunned. Get out of here. There we go. Come on! I'd say that this game fucks us in creative ways, except for there's been falling parts of platforms, random falling parts of platforms. Since... Did that eat our double jump? You know what, I'll admit, that was a creative bit of fuckery. Wait, no, I don't think that ate our double jump. It's just... If you... That is pretty shit. Let me do some testing here. It almost looks like if you don't double jump before a certain time in the jump, you don't get it. Also, it looks like it doesn't get like a big gravity assist there, so it's not like we can use that to get the thing and get over the pit. I think with this, that's right, good, okay. We are able to just barely get over. We have 4 lives, by the way, so our 12 life plan. Our 12 lives have gone down in a jiffy here. That said, we should like just always start with 12 lives if my understanding of how this game handles saves is correct. So we shouldn't have too much to worry about as far as that goes. If we were to game over, which we're not going to do. We're going to beat it right here. I mean, I could consider going in more. Fuck me. Again with... Yeah. Need to just remember that. And not fall for it. feel like I'm so scared of the enemy on that platform that I'm forgetting about the thing. Oh my god! I can't move! I can't move! He grabbed me before he stunned me. We have 2 lives left. This is really too close for comfort here. Don't drop the ball. Yeah, I could feel that coming. Somehow. I just knew the lover was about to release the ball at the worst possible moments. I'm gonna make this a bowling ball. It ain't going nowhere. We're gonna deal with this guy, and we're gonna deal with his friend. I'm gonna try to ground pound that motherfucker. I can't move again. He got my ass. We are on our last life. Fuck! I started off with 12. There. The goddamn throwy guy. And then I misjumped. Attempt number 2, let's go. I think we should be good with 12 lives. I think 12 lives is plenty to get through a single ass level with. And honestly, the boss fights that follows is like not hard. So like we don't need to go restock on lives before that. We can just plow. That's right, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna plow. Okay, here again. Can I get him off this side, maybe? Like, right there. Physics is gonna make this weird. Again. Looks like we can't push him. There we go. Okay, now that that dude's rid of, this is looking simpler. We just now have to deal with the throwy guy. Get to the checkpoint. Get past the wind. Yeah, he got me again. This is really very annoying that he doesn't lose his grip whilst stunned. Consistently grabbing me. I don't like it. I mean, in this case, it's actually kind of harmless. But it's annoying is all. Eat shit. I don't remember, like, doing that to these enemies when I was a kid. I think I really don't know what I did on this level. I feel like this level was one where I was just like, whatever. This is, just a hard level. I don't know that I really... Cock. Who was it that said Glover should occasionally just lose grip of his ball. He should just literally just do a fumble. Okay. This whole thing is... We need to get to the next checkpoint. Because this can be a killer. Dealing with the wind and getting over the wind box. Christ! I'm not doing well. And again, we're pretty consistent with the wind box. Just relax and don't let it scare. Shouldn't let it scare me. I literally got lasered during a cutscene, and that caused me to die. Also, that cutscene is just for an... That switch is just for an extra area that's not in the critical path. "12 lives really helps to mitigate some of the bullshit, but you can't mitigate all the bullshit in this game. What happened there? I feel like the physics got weird there for no apparent reason. I swear I was hitting the stick. Pulling the stick in the right direction. Half of our lives are gone. Fuck. Just over half of our lives are gone. Yeah, this ain't pretty. This ain't pretty at all. Okay. I kind of want to go with the extra bouncy ball here. I was kind of... I wanted to see if that was like a switch, but it's not, so... I pulled back, and that was... not a mistake to do, but it was... It did put me in a bad position. Okay. Ah! Just trying to, like, land on the edge there. The safe option is to land on the fan and do that stuff. Traverse the fan, rather than, trying to bounce my ball off the corner there. Okay, there we go. There we go, that's safe. Got 3 fucking lives left. And... the fuck? The teleporter fucking left our ball with enough momentum to fucking fall right off. I don't think this level is hard. I just think it's a little bit jank. We need to restart. We have so few lives, there's no point in continuing. Especially since the first segment is pretty piss easy. Ah. This last level, huh? Way. Last level, a bit of a pain, but you know, it is the last level. Would you expect it to be anything less than a pain in the ass, anything less than hard? I mean, I'll say, like, the 2 levels before it, they were not hard. Not hard at all. I think that does, like, make you go, like, eh? But, it eventually gets in a good challenging level. I say a good challenging level. It eventually gets in a challenging level that, you know, is a hell of a thing to deal with. Setting in the wrong way there. Oh, this is a really nice camera angle. This is less nice. Well, I wish it gave me the nice camera angle so I could see as I try to, like, bounce this guy. Trying to get him up the slope and off the edge. There we go. Not quite going in the direction I wanted. Okay, we got this guy. Dead to rights, so just need to kill him. Is that gate reclosing? Huh. Guess that gate, like, opens and closes. Didn't even notice. It wasn't a big deal. And here we are, literally the same checkpoint we were at with 2 lives. 1 life earlier. Yeah, worth resetting. No point in not. Look at this. This is actually really convenient. Wow, look at this timing. The game is being nice to us for a change. I also kept my ball when going through the transporter. You know what? The game has decided to be nice. How about that? I'm happy about that. Shit, it's about time the game was nice to us. It's about time the game was nice to me. And indeed, here's where we were earlier, before, you know, dying, game overing previously. We have regained all our progress. Took about no time whatsoever, so I am breathing a sigh of relief. I got this guy in a stun lock, and then fucked him up. I'm remembering about the platform that falls here. And not falling for it. Okay. I'm learning that this guy is, how you say, ground pound proof. So that's cool. Nothing we can do there other than take our ball forward and hope for the best. Does look like maybe we're supposed to make those 2 platforms that look like they go together into a bridge or something, but using low gravity and a little bit of the super ball, we don't gotta do that. Okay, we've opened the gates. Hey, there's the end. We made it with 12 lives after that, last reset. Hell, I guess it turns out that if we had gone forward with just 1 life, instead of resetting to get 12 lives back, we would have done it. In theory. Well, how about that? It's time for the final boss. The final boss and then the ending. This will be pretty quick. I mean, I have 1 heart, so I'll probably maybe die. It's possible that I'll die here. But this final boss is peculiar, somewhat. This final boss is peculiar because it's not... You see this giant robot and you might think, oh, we gotta fight this giant robot. Not really. Not quite. Ignore that. It's not close enough to do us harm. We really need to navigate around this robot. Yes. This robot has a door in his foot. And once we go through the door, we go to the actual boss fight here, which is the final boss of the game. That's right, Out of This World's boss is the final boss, in which you don't play the game normal style for a change. This boss is actually good, I'll say. This is... Did I say earlier that the T-Rex was? Last week, I totally said that the T-Rex was the best boss in the game. Jeez, you get lives for shooting down these... Wait, did I get a life? How does that work? Am I losing lives by getting hit by the missiles? That's weird, but I have 12 of them. So it's probably fine. You know, we can just, like, damage boost through. It's sort of a shooting gallery. You can see here we're firing all our bouncy balls, of which we have infinite of them. Hey, can I shoot that guy? Nah, he's too high. One of our balls just, like, ricocheted into him and got him. And that was good enough to beat it. I was totally about to shoot him, like, normal style after those guys died, but I didn't need to because physics. That was so fast. That was so fast. Out of This World is now complete. Let's go. That took us about 2.5 hours to get through the whole thing. To get through the last 2 worlds. And we didn't use infinite lives through that whole thing. We used grinded lives, but, you know, hey. It's not infinite. Here's the ending. Yes. So you put in the last gem. All the gems are now cashed in. And they go back to where they're supposed to do. If you don't remember the opening cutscene from last time. The gems were originally at the top. Also, that statue is now a wizard. And we're the wizard's hand. That's also the wizard's hand. We say, like, come on. Come back. Beyond my arm. And he uses a magic spell to to set cross stitch right. Yeah. Cool. If I raise my, why does the chroma key that? Oh, I guess if I have it in the right direction, it's probably reflecting the light from my green screen and thus is entirely green. Huh, weird. Yeah, you can sort of see like it reflecting the monitor at times as well. At the right angles or the TV. Interesting. Hey, it's credits. They're probably pretty short. That was fun. I will maintain that Glover. I do think Glover gets a tough, rough, a tough rap. It is very janky, is very frustrating, is very weird. But I don't know. I like it better than a lot of like other N64 platformers I've played in passing, like Gex 3 and like you know, Chameleon Twist, to name two that I played back in the day, like at some point rental or otherwise, and sort of just went like, I don't know, I don't get it, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Here at least you know what to do. You get a ball, you get it to the end, there you go. And it's a little bit annoying to do so, it's a little bit jank, and it will fuck you out of like maybe 12 lives on occasion. But I still have a soft spot for Glover, even now, even after these last two streams, even after realizing like, oh, this is probably why people don't like it. They die in terrible ways and have to start over again. And even if they grind up lives, that they're still liable. It's still very possible for that to happen. I'll say that was a lifesaver, though. Grinding up those lives, getting them to 12, and maintaining them as I went into the harder levels. And also the fact that after we finished the level, it saved our number of lives upon retry. I guess like every previous time, I've just never gone above 3 lives to end a level with. And as such, I always respawned with 3 lives, which was torturous, which was just terrible. Especially because, I mean, I'll admit, this game has a totally wonky difficulty curve. Its hardest levels are in World 2 and 3, probably. There's some levels in World 4 that are long at least, that can be difficult for that reason, but I do think 2 and 3 have the lion's share of the hardest levels in the game. The last world is kind of a cinch, last level notwithstanding. Which, hey, Alex Rigby, try again next time, I guess, I don't know. Well, hey, whatever. I'll say, like, the easiest levels are Atlantis, so, well, they got, the difficulty curve right a little bit. A little bit right. There's some bumps, but even now I have a soft spot for it. Even now, I would like to say it's not as bad as people say, but I'll admit that this playthrough was rougher than I reckoned it would be, and was a lot more frustrating than I thought it would be. But, hey, sometimes playing a frustrating, hard game is, funny. And I think that there were a lot of deaths here that I can look at objectively and go like, yeah, that was a very funny death. There were a lot of really funny deaths here. A lot of really funny game overs. When I get around to clipping these streams up and making YouTube shorts of them, there'll probably be a lot of those. Because, Jesus Christ, does this game love to kill you in terrible ways. And, voice of Glover, Simon Cole. That's a fun fact. There are a lot of credits here. Not more than maybe I would expect, but I guess they are doing them one at a time. Which, yeah. Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie also do it one at a time, for what it's worth, but, you know, I guess at this point, like, credits lists were not long enough to really justify doing a credits roll. I don't know, I guess DKC2 and the DKCs and Mario Worlds do credits rolls. It's not that uncommon, even in games of this era, or before. Maybe it was like an N64 thing. Maybe they were like, ooh, instead of just having the credits appear like normal, we'll do something fun. We'll have the names just like pop in from the bottom, and we'll show some gameplay. We'll show like, in particular, how about we just show this, one fucking little chicken rooster bird thing swinging on this swing. And you can see now, he's been swinging on that swing the whole game, even when it was spooky. Now you can see he's not depressed at all. He's like, really happy. The weather has improved here, and, you know, that makes for a nice place to swing. You can't see the gems on the tower from this position. Were they there earlier in the credits? I assume that we didn't start on the bird. I assume that we sort of like did a pan around, being like, oh, check it out, Atlantis. Check it out of this world. Check it out, the Tower of Fear. Ooh, Tower of Fear. Prehistory there. And during that tour, maybe you'd get a better view of those spinettes, but I don't know. Spinettes? Spires, maybe? Isn't that a word, spinettes? Spinettes. No, that's like a type of instrument. What is the tower? What is the roof of a tower called? The spire, cupola, or steeple? Eh, those look right. Oh, that's that's the AI answer. Maybe I shouldn't look at that. God damn it, you know. They always put... Hang on. Architecture. What is this part of a tower called? Oh, it's someone pointing to a part of, a lower part of the tower of, Twisted in Disney Sea. Okay, that's not what I was talking about. Are those on the thing? The way that the Twisted Tower, it sort of has like a bulb at the top, and then it has some stuff under it. Apparently those are called, Corbel. Interesting. My god, these are long crits. I guess, looking at it now, there are totally Corbel on the undersides of those, like, tower modules. I don't know. The lighting here kind of looks a little weird with me and the bright background. Whatever. It's fine. I went with the sky here to match the sky of the light. Again, there was a whole gimmick this stream and the last Glover stream where the background went from orange to blue. Public relations, Dana Henry. None of these people are involved with Glover anymore. Glover got sold. And, they put out what I hear is a terrible PC port. And, you know, a badly emulated PC port that really ought not to be paying for. And, earlier I was like, are they super into crypto, the new owners? I feel like they're like crypto scammers or something. They want, maybe we're looking at it for like NFT purposes. Let me see, what are the Glover new owners? Glover new owners. We got a minute. We're at special thanks. That's... Are you late, says Brown Diddley. Yep, we're finishing up. We're about done here. Just finished. You can watch the VOD later. The VOD will be going up, like, as soon as I get a thumbnail together. And stuff. Glover new owners. AI overview. There are multiple matches for Glover, including Glover's Ice Cream, Glover App, and Ryan Glover. No, that's none of what I was looking for. Five new owners at Glover's Ice Cream. Excited about continuing Glover's Ice Cream? Says Clinton County Daily News. Glover's saved. New ownership announced. That's again about Glover's Ice Cream. Lots of articles about Glover's Ice Cream. Glover new owners game. Wait, it returned as a physical Switch release? Wait, what the fuck? I didn't see this. This release is not part of the limited runs games collection and is not a numbers release. We are distributing this title on behalf of Q-Byte Classics. Weird. Was a limited run release? Is it on Switch, like, at all? Like, outside of that? What the fuck? I'm assuming this Nintendo Reddit article is accurate. I mean, if it's the PC ports, basically, one line of code. That's very funny. ... If it's just the PC version, that's probably a little bit crap and garbage. I mean, Glover as a whole, a bit crap, a bit, jank. But that PC port probably makes it worse, right? Well, that's the crits. I could pull open this Wikipedia page on Glover and read from it. A second updated Windows port was released in 2022, and a port for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S is in development. You should just play the original version. You know, using means. I'm not gonna say how you do it. Oh, I guess, PlayStation came out in 1999. Evercade? What the fuck is Evercade? Came out in EU. Evercade version came out April 14th, 2024. What the fuck is Evercade? Well, that's gonna do it for tonight. That's gonna do it for now. I will say there are other modes in this. Like, in particular, there's a whole time trial mode where you can, like, replay the levels but with a timer. These are some nice graphics, that's right. So if I wanted to do this, if you haven't gotten enough speedrunning through, like, Astro's Playroom, perhaps you could give this a go. Perhaps you could do some, Glover speedruns. There's not an online leaderboard for this one. Though it'd be cool if there were. It'd be cool if, like, there's not going to be. You're not any speedrunner? I'm just joking around. I'm not really either, but I like to... The Astrobot speedrun levels are pretty good. That's sort of what I was driving at. You can do the practice level again, and there's also options. What is in options? Oh, volume, credits, and high scores. What's in high scores? Overall high scores. 2 of those are me. Hey. Why do I have the same score twice in there? Why do I have the same score twice? Come on. That's weird. And there's best times for every level, I guess. Also, if you do like a code, you can unlock like a level select, and the way that works, can you do it like here? How do you unlock the level select? Hang on. Level select Glover. You do it on the main menu or while playing? While playing. You do it like you know, cheat style, Game Shark style. I don't know if this particular N64 I'm using has those anyway. Whatever. Looks like Captain America's shield. It's the ball. It's Glover's famous ball. Well, anyway, folks, I think it is time to call it. Oh, and the way that it works, by the way, if you do the level select, is that the ball goes and selects that Glover logo on the left side, that way, or to the right of me, right there, but to the left of my cursor. Well, folks, that's gonna do it for tonight. Peace has been restored to the kingdom. You can see everyone in the kingdom is really happy. In particular, this weird bird thing. This weird bird thing is quite pleased. If I want to see the end of the game again, I don't know how that works, if you can do that, or if it's just, you know, the statue is still... The wizard is probably still gonna be a statue forever. Like, you know, if you do continue game. Whatever. I'm going to call it a night. That is the stream. Let me see if there's anyone on Twitch. I'll send them over to Team Kayla, who is doing, Silent Hill 2. And stuff. Probably will be doing Astrobot if I know Team Kayla. Probably will be doing some Astrobot speedrunning after she gets tired of that. I'll send you that way. That is fine. That is good. And I'll open it myself, that stream, so I can watch along. Anywho, well, I should have done the end spiel before I got the raid in motion. Anywho, I'll be back on Friday for more viewer levels. Tuesday is going to be a variety night stream for the foreseeable future. I'm not sure if I'm doing anything next week because next Sunday I'll be doing a big all-day stream, the 3rd streamiversary stream. I have a promo for that right here that says everything that you can see under the docket anyhow. That'll be some Mario making, kicking off my last level of the Super World, final level there. I'm gonna try out Nico Dorico, which apparently is like a DKC meets Crash Bandicoot indie game. I'm going to be doing some DK64 randomizer, which is a bit of fun. There's a sub goal on Twitch to make that so that every time I need to get a golden banana, I need to do Beaver Bother, which is an infamously hard minigame, bonus game, you know. And finally, after all that's said and done, whatever extra time I have after the randomizer will be used on Space Station Silicon Valley. That'll be fun. Look for that on Sunday, all day long. I'll see you on Friday, folks. Bye. Bye, folks. See you later. Specifically on, Friday. And then Sunday after that. Later.